Jericho lay behind them in ruins. Its broken walls still stood scattered across the ground like the remains of a defeated giant. Smoke drifted upward from the city while Israel's camp rested in the confidence of victory. The Lord had given them Jericho. The impossible had fallen before them. Joshua could still remember the sound of the walls collapsing beneath the shout of Israel. The memory lingered across the camp like fire after battle. But victories can quietly become dangerous when men begin trusting the memory of what God did more than the God who did it. Beyond Jericho stood another city, Ai, smaller, weaker, nothing like Jericho. Joshua sent men ahead to spy out the land. They climbed into the hill country and returned with confidence already forming in their voices. Do not have all the people go up, but let about 2,000 or 3,000 men go up and attack Ai. The city looks small to them. The battle looks simple. Confidence moved easily through Israel's camp that evening. Men sharpened weapons beside cooking fires. Others spoke quietly of how quickly Ai would fall after what happened at Jericho. But somewhere beneath the camp, hidden beneath earth and cloth and silence, something else waited. Sin. When Jericho fell, the Lord had spoken clearly. The devoted things belonged to Him. Israel was not to take from the city for themselves. Jericho was the first city of the land, given wholly before the Lord. But during the chaos of victory, one man looked upon what was forbidden and desired it. A beautiful cloak from Shinar, silver, gold, things small enough to hide, things valuable enough to tempt. Achan had seen them among the ruins of Jericho while smoke still drifted through the broken city. Around him, Israel moved through the aftermath of conquest, while the warning of the Lord still echoed fresh in memory. Yet desire speaks quietly at first. No army surrounded him, no witness stood beside him, only the cloak, only the silver, only the thought that no one would know. So he took them. Then he hid them beneath his tent. Earth covered the evidence. Silence covered the sin. But nothing hidden beneath the ground remains hidden before the Lord. About 3,000 men went up against Ai. The morning carried none of the tension Jericho held. No priests marched before the ark. No silence wrapped the army in anticipation. No walls towered before Israel. Ai looked small, conquerable, ordinary. Then the men of Ai came out against them. The battle broke apart almost immediately. Israel's soldiers turned and fled down the slopes before the men of Ai pursued them with swords. Dust exploded beneath panicked feet while cries spread through the hills. Men who expected victory suddenly found themselves running for their lives. 36 men died that day. The road back toward the camp carried fear instead of triumph. When the survivors returned, the hearts of the people melted and became like water. Joshua listened to the reports in silence. I should not have defeated them. Jericho had fallen, the Jordan had parted, the Lord had gone before them. So why had Israel turned its back before a smaller city? Joshua could feel fear spreading through the camp faster than the defeat itself. The nations of Canaan would hear about this. Jericho had spread terror through the land. I could undo it. Joshua tore his clothes. Dust clung to his face as he fell before the ark of the Lord and remained there until evening with the elders of Israel. The camp had grown quiet. No songs rose from the tents. No victory stories traveled through the people. 36 men were dead, and Joshua did not understand why. The ark stood before him while the fading light stretched long shadows as across the ground. Somewhere beyond the camp, grieving families were hearing the names of the dead. Joshua lowered his head toward the earth. "O Lord God, why have you brought this people over the Jordan at all?" Fear had begun pressing against him from every side. Joshua feared what the nations would say. He feared what defeat would become if it continued. But more than that, he feared something far heavier. Had the Lord turned away from Israel? Evening deepened over the camp. Then the Lord answered, "Israel has sinned. The words landed heavier than the defeat itself. Israel had not fallen because I was stronger. Israel had fallen because sin stood hidden within the camp. Morning came with tension spread across the camp like storm clouds before rain. The tribes gathered before the Lord. Men stood silently beside families, while fear moved quietly through the assembly. No one knew where the hidden sin rested, but everyone now understood it existed. Joshua watched as the tribes were brought forward one by one. Judah was taken. The clans of Judah came forward. The clan of the Zerahites was taken. Households stepped forward. The household of Zabdi was taken. Then man by man they came near. The silence grew tighter each moment. Finally, Achan was taken. Joshua looked toward him. Around them stood the people of Israel beneath the terrible weight of what hidden sin had already cost. Joshua spoke carefully, but the grief inside his voice could still be heard. My son, give glory to the Lord God of Israel and give praise to him. And tell me now what you have done. Achan confessed. He spoke of the cloak, the silver, the gold. He spoke of seeing them, coveting them, taking them, hiding them beneath his tent. Messengers ran quickly and found everything exactly where Achan said it would be, buried beneath the earth, hidden beneath the camp. But the deeper tragedy was not the silver or gold. It was that one man believed secret sin could remain hidden among a people carried by the presence of God. Israel gathered in the valley of Achor. The valley felt heavy with silence. The judgment that followed carried sorrow with it, because sin never destroys only one life. It spreads. It wounds. It poisons what stands around it. Stones struck the ground. Dust rose into the air. And when it was finished, a great heap of stones remained in the valley. Evening settled quietly over Israel's camp. The fear that had spread after Ai slowly gave way to something else: sobriety. The people had crossed the Jordan by the power of God. Jericho had fallen before them by the command of God. But now Israel had learned another truth just as serious. The God who gives victory is also holy. Joshua stood beneath the fading light and looked across the camp. Somewhere beyond the hills, I still waited. But the deeper battle had already been exposed. Hidden sin had poisoned the camp long before swords ever clashed at Ai, and until it was brought into the light, Israel could not stand. The defeat at Ai began long before the battle. It began beneath the tent.